weak opener which makes you sound insecure. The first time I recorded my sets, I was blown away about how bad my voice sounded. The most common word I hear when guys start listening to their recorded sets is cringe. They're surprised about how bad their voice and delivery are. If I start a conversation with quiet, weak voice looking for the words, I'm starting from a losing position. It's going to be very hard to climb out of the hole I just dug. This happens because of two reasons. First of all, your brain has too many things to focus on. Your posture, your eye contact, smile, how fast you're speaking, are you speaking loud enough, are you saying the right things, etc. Your brain simply doesn't have the capacity to focus on all of these things at the same time while you're still learning. And the second reason this happens is because you're not used to these situations, they're so stressful that your brain is in a fight or flight mode. The creative part of your brain is simply turned off. That's why you keep running out of things to say. But if you know exactly what you're going to say during the opener, from hi to giving her a compliment to stacking, then that's something your brain doesn't have to think about anymore. If you use the same copy-paste opener every time, you'll have fewer things to focus on and you'll be able to pay more attention to your delivery and sound more confident. The funny thing is, when you try this, you'll realize that you can't even remember the whole copy-paste line perfectly, even if you're using the same line every time. If you can't deliver one copy-paste line perfectly, what do you think are the odds of you being able to come up with interesting things to say all the time? Once you get to a point where you are remembering your line, you can start polishing delivery so it sounds smooth and natural. This is step number one. Without this, nothing else matters. But if you don't want to use copy-paste lines, then think about how are all the actors in the Netflix shows and movies you're watching making you feel these things, these feelings. It's because they're using perfect, crafted copy-paste lines and they've polished the delivery over tens of repetitions. This is exactly what you want to do, at least in the beginning of the conversation. A lot of guys think they're already doing this, but if you record your sets and listen back to 5 sets in a row, you will realize that your opening line is sorta copy-paste, but there are slight variations in each approach, and still your delivery probably is pretty bad. This is not what I'm talking about. You want to have a perfect copy-paste line word by word, because then you don't have to think about it at all once you're able to remember it. Now that's when you can really polish the delivery and have a perfect opening line which makes you sound much more confident. If you need help creating your perfect opening line, watch videos 1 through 6 in the Structured Natural Approach video course. It's available for free on daygamecourses.com. If you've never recorded your sets before, try it. You'll learn a lot. There's a video linked in the description where you'll learn everything about how to do that. This is one of 6 mistakes that leads to blowout and short sets. When I started around 10 years ago, I thought that overcoming approach anxiety is the biggest challenge in Daygame, but I quickly realized it's not. Blowouts and girls leaving right after the opener are much harder challenges to solve. You're running out of things to say, girls leave right after they hear the compliment, and you can't come up with interesting things to say. Much bigger problems, but easy to solve if you know how to. In this short clip, you saw 1 out of 6 reasons I've seen my students get rejected early. The 6 mistakes are a weak opener that makes you sound insecure, leaving a pause after the compliment, bad delivery, talking about the wrong topics. This, by the way, is why Americans get more numbers, but most of them flake. You don't know how to make a girl attracted, and keeping the line tight. Watch the full podcast episode to learn about all 6 mistakes and easy step-by-step solutions I teach my students to solve them. Feel free to copy them. The link is in the description.